Chelsea Handler weighs in on the Brangelina divorce situation, and wow, she had some choice words. Watch.
There are rumors that part of the problem was that Brad was allegedly drinking and smoking too much weed. I wonder why he needed to self-medicate. Oh yeah, because he married a fucking lunatic, that's why.
Okay, and then we also have an update to the divorce, but first thoughts, 5 words or less.
She handled them.
Chelsea, do you matter lately?
Chelsea Hately.
Harsh. It came up. Before we get to the new details, let's first discuss this. I get it. Jennifer Aniston is her BFF. She probably went through the whole situation when Jennifer Aniston was cheated on, and even after the divorce, you know, Brad Pitt just a few months later had said some things in the press about his previous marriage, meaning him and Jennifer Aniston, was very uninteresting in so many words, and then
you can't fucking do that.
And then a couple years later, he talked about Angelina Jolie, they talked about how they want their kids to see Mr. and Mrs. Smith because it showcased when mommy and daddy fell in love. That's a dagger for
sure.
Jennifer Aniston. I get it, but it was also, I don't know. I just think, you know, when you have 6 kids involved in a divorce, and it's hard to hear.
I think there's a way, there is a way for people who are in late night talk show positions to comment on what is happening and make it funny and, you know, make it entertaining for your audience, because that's their job, to comment on what's going on in pop culture news and still not be quite so overtly ugly to the situation.
Well,
and that's what didn't sit well with me, is that there are jokes to be made here.
But what about, this is what ticks me off, because I agree with you, but I also get that Jennifer Aniston's her BFF, but what bothers me is, what about Brad Pitt? It takes 2 to tango. I'm so sick and tired of everybody blaming Angelina Jolie. What about Brad Pitt? Why is she the villain in all of this? And then Brad Pitt gets out of it. In the last 10, 12 years, it's all fallen on Angelina Jolie. Like, she's this husband stealer. You can't just steal a husband. It takes 2 to tango.
Yeah, I got why he went for her. I was shocked that it lasted that long.
Oh.
You know, it's lasted so long. And when I look at any decision made in that relationship, I think she seems like the smarter, like more driven, one with a vision of what to do with her life.
Absolutely.
She's a UN, you know, peace
Ambassador,
ambassador.
yeah, sure.
And so I couldn't believe that it lasted that long, because I can't believe she put up with like
For
Brad
her
Pitt
side.
just being good looking for that
Right,
long.
and look, I think it's time I break out this shade hat.
Yes,
because
honey.
Pop Sugar, get a good angle for all this shade.
Yes.
Okay,
That's
a great-
so here's the
great
thing.
hat.
That's
Here's
a
the
good
thing.
hat,
This is a
honey.
really
You
great
look
hat.
hot.
Thank you.
You look
done.
so
Sup,
hot right
boo?
now.
Sup?
Yes.
Here's what it is. It's like your style flanked by me and Grace.
I love Brett. Just kidding. No.
Just like gray,
Angelina-
gray tops, and then boom.
The reason why people are hating on Angelina is because, one, she's stunning. She was the more interesting spouse in that relationship. Because to be completely honest with you, I could care less about Brangelina. The only thing they did for me in my life was make a slamming movie back in 2005. But Chelsea Handler,
When she's sitting next to the scotch like this,
or when she falls from the sky.
I remember seeing when she's sitting next to scotch like this. I saw it with my friend Phil, and we both just went, oh, like in the theater loudly. Just
I
like,
love
oh.
Brett. But Chelsea Handler seems to me
Boner
like
town.
she's always mad at someone who's prettier and better than her. I feel like her, Jennifer Aniston, Amanda Bynes, and Lilo all have this one big girls like mean girl party. Jen gets drunk off of vitamin water. Chelsea gets drunk off of vodka. Lilo and Amanda are snorting coke, and they're hitting on everyone else who's more successful than them, you know? And it's like
Chelsea's
Is
pretty
that-
freaking successful.
Is that them, or is that the
Chelsea
media?
was the most
Point-
watched thing on E and the highest paid person in cable.
and I'm still not here for her, you know?
No, I get it.
It was
I think it's
harsh.
kinda
In my
sexist. I
opinion,
think
it was
if
very
Very
flipped-
harsh.
I think it was flipped. The guys would be allowed to talk like that.
Sam, I think that what needs to happen, I agree, the kids, they have kids together. The media needs to back off of them and let them figure it out, sort it out, and then when they're ready to talk about it, Barbara Walters, Dan Sawyer, Arsenio Hall, whoever, can do
be
an interview
Arsenio.
and then divulge the details. Until
Right.
then, zip it.
Yeah.
And again, they're not that interesting.
It's go ahead, Grace.
Well, it's such an awkward position to be in, because she is such close friends with Jen Aniston, and she's been outspoken about how this went down from the beginning. What I think sort of happened
But why does
is
she
that
always pinpoint it on the female?
Right.
Why can't she
Because
say both
Jen-
of them? That's what's BS.
Because she don't like
I
it.
think
'cause
it's a problem with women.
Right.
I got you to say right.
For
I don't
real,
think it really is.
No, but I
don't
think
it really is.
no.
I just
Probably
wanted
not
to
with
stir
all
the
women,
pot.
ladies. But in this situation, Chelsea is that mean girl. Angelina's her bestie. Like, okay, Sam, me and you're good friends. if you told me, and this is probably really immature, you said, "Oh, that girl, she was such a bitch to me," I'm like, I don't like her either then because
Yeah.
I'm your
true.
allegiance,
Great point.
right?
Great
Allegiance.
point.
And
I
I
don't
think,
think
it
that the
kind of
anim-
gives us some freedom to say, to understand it. If we didn't know that Chelsea and Rachel, sorry, wrong character name,
Wow.
and Aniston were best. I've been watching a lot of Netflix Friends lately. If we didn't know that Chelsea and Aniston were such good friends, then we might take it more seriously than we're allowed to now because we know they're best friends, and she's just going to bat for her bud, who got screwed over
Yeah,
by
and
this whole
also
thing.
Jennifer, at some point in time, very much loved Brad, and so we can assume that the people in Jen's life also had love for Brad, whereas Angelina came into this picture and there was no love there. Like Chelsea's never had like, oh, well, they were such good friends, and then it was like Angelina came in and ruined what she felt was a really, or I don't know, a marriage that was happening at the time.
A very boring marriage.
Yeah, a marriage that
Beyond.
was a thing, and Chelsea probably does fault Angelina for it because there is maybe a part of her that liked Brad at some point in time because he was with her friend Jen, and
That's
maybe
not
they were
fair to
happy.
fault
It's
one
not
person.
fair.
It's
It's
not.
not fair at all.
It's not. And
But
then
I'm
always,
trying
I
to-
feel like it always falls on the female. I think it's bullshit. I feel like
in
the-
this situation as well, they haven't been able to escape from it.
in
Angelina's
many
a snake,
situations,
and she's ruining
in
the
many
marriage.
situations, it falls on the female when it comes to
Yeah, it's not
adultery.
like Brad didn't
When it comes to
consent
adultery.
to leaving.
All right, what did you guys think about Chelsea Handler's response? Please share your thoughts in the comment section below. We'll see you next time on Pop Sugar.